We all know Mr. Krabs is the main money-obsessed tycoon of Bikini Bottom. This guy would sell SpongeBob's soul for a nickel and charge Squidward rent for breathing. You'd think he's the richest creature in town, right? I mean, he runs the Krusty Krab, he's obsessed with cash, and he's constantly chasing dollar signs. But what if I told you there's a real chance he's not even the wealthiest character in Bikini Bottom? Actually, Mr. Krabs isn't even close to the richest creature in Bikini Bottom. Because while he's busy counting pennies, there's someone else sitting on a fortune so massive, it makes the Krusty Krab's revenue look like loose change. And no, it's not Plankton. The little guy's broke. Let's start with the most obvious question first before diving into the theory. How rich is Mr. Krabs really? Let's break down Mr. Krabs himself. He's got the Krusty Krab, but how much does he actually make? Is he rolling in cash or is he just scraping by on his greed alone? Let's take a real look at the math. The Krusty Krab is constantly serving up Krabby Patties, but are they really profitable? We've never seen actual numbers, so how do we know Mr. Krabs is as rich as we think he is? Well, we know he's super tight-fisted with his money, always looking for ways to make a quick buck. But if you really think about it, how much could a tiny fast food joint really pull in? I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how to even begin calculating how much money he makes. But what I do know how to do is do a little quick search on Google. I scrolled a little bit through Reddit, but a lot of the posts were sadly almost 8 years ago, so we're not gonna go based off that. I was looking for answers in many different forums until I actually found someone who had a decent thought process and could actually be legit. Lich the Gay Weeb posted a theory on how much money they might have made somewhere in January 2020. So pretty recent, though it's almost 5 years ago. Man, time really does just fly by. I'm gonna be honest, he did way too much calculation on this. This guy has probably too much time on his hands. So here's a screenshot on some of the calculations he did. It's pretty cool. I'll even put a link to it in the description if you want to see it for yourself. To put it short though, just gonna say the outcome because ain't no way you guys want to hear all this yapping for 10+ minutes on how to calculate all of this. Mr. Krabs' yearly earning from the Krusty Krab would be $266,112. Now, we'll be saying that each season of SpongeBob is a passing year. This will help us find the lifetime earnings of the Krusty Krab, and this will help our final math proportion. So let's finish off strong. So given that there's 15 seasons in total, that's 15 times $266,100.12. That gets us to $3,991,500.08. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm pretty jealous of Mr. Krabs. Now with that question out of the way, let's dive on to our little mini theory. But before that, let's make sure to subscribe. It costs literally nothing besides moving your hand or whatever and taking your time to click on the button. But besides that, it costs you nothing. Moving on. Who's really the richest creature in Bikini Bottom? Let's start with Squilliam Fancy Son, Squidward's ridiculously wealthy doppelganger, who exists solely to flex on everyone else, especially Squidward, owner of multiple different businesses, including the fancy restaurant chain, a casino where the house always wins, and a music producer. Somehow this character has it all. I also think he comes from generational wealth. I honestly believe he was just born into it, but we have no idea if that's true or not. Now, what we do know is how to get a kind of measurement on his wealth. He has around $50 million worth of investments and property. But wait, because this list gets even crazier later on. Moving on, we have a character that many people have never heard of, and it's because he's Bikini Bottom's mysterious billionaire. In an episode called Chocolate with Nuts, a flyer shows a smug fish lounging in a swimming pool inside of a swimming pool. This implies such absurd wealth that he has built a recursive luxury pool system. And when looking in the background of the video, you can see that he has multiple underwater mansions. What we also have to keep in mind is that he was on the first page of a magazine. So we can assume he's a public figure, though we've never actually seen him. Maybe he's too rich to even appear on the screen. Let's assume that he's even richer than Squilliam Fancy Son, with an estimated worth worth of $100 million with all of his different mansions together. Before revealing the actual richest character in Bikini Bottom, let's mention a character that might not be too wealthy in terms of money, but is very wealthy in terms of other things. The Flying Dutchman, a ghostly pirate who haunts the seven seas, collecting souls and running various supernatural schemes. He's basically like the devil of the ocean. I mean, he really does trade souls, which means he can probably spawn all the wealth in the world if someone actually gave their soul for it. We've never actually seen him do this, so let's take it off the list. I mean, we did see it one time, that was with, SpongeBob selling his soul for what, 80 cents? So maybe he's just broke and he just owns a cool ship. Now for the big moment you've all been waiting for. Drum roll. King Neptune. Yeah, it's a little cliche, but in reality, he's literally the god king of the sea who rules over all the other marine life. He owns all the underwater land, controls natural resources, and runs the underwater justice system. Since he owns the ocean, every structure, the Krusty Krab, Squidward's house, even SpongeBob's pineapple technically, as he pays rent and taxes, we also have to take into consideration all the lost treasure that sinks to the bottom of the ocean that is now technically owned by him. So we could probably just estimate his net worth somewhere in the ballpark of $50 billion. So after all this, who really holds the crown for the richest in Bikini Bottom? Is it Mr. Krabs, or is he just a small fish in a very big pond? Well, now that we've analyzed it in the video, he's probably somewhere around the top 10 richest people in Bikini Bottom, but nowhere near the other characters mentioned on this list. Now let me know what you think in the comments below and who you think is the wealthiest creature underwater. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into secrets of the Bikini Bottom.